Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading beginning with the energy of miracles from the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle. And this reading is for somebody for whom I've never read in this sense. However, I've read for her in a much deeper way, on a much deeper level, because I have indeed performed a divine light cleanse on her while this is her first reading. And, you know, that's not a reading, but like it is. I go so much deeper than this will ever be. So those of you who have had my readings, especially if I didn't know anything about you, people tend to be amazed. How did you pick up all of that? You didn't even know my name or whatever. Imagine that, like, to the 10th power. That's what divine light cleanse is. We go really, really deep to the root of people's issue. And if there is residue from completed karma there, you know, by grace, I can clean that up. I'm not going around claiming to be able to resolve anybody's karma, remove anybody's karma, change anybody's karma. I absolutely cannot. But if it's completed karma and we're carrying it around either in this lifetime or a past or a combination of those, we continue to bring otherwise resolved issues with us because they haven't been released from our being yet, that I can help you with. And also with karma that needs to be completed, I can help to bring it up to the surface. You know, I can ask the angels to bring it up. So some people will find that some of their issues cease to exist when they have the cleanse, you know, in a very noticeable way. And others, all of a sudden, they know it's like on the forefront, and same thing. In any case, didn't mean to go into all that. I just wanted to explain, as I started to say, I've never read for this woman. I'm like, I thought to myself, that's not true. Because if I've done a divine light cleanse for her, I've more than read for her. So yeah, here we go. Miracles. And opening to meditation. Miracles. And answer prayer. Answer prayer, opposite miracles. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing, but it gives an indication that there may be something that's resolved on your behalf by the divine, like in a way that you couldn't have imagined, and just all of a sudden it's rectified. Miracles is back, and opening to love. Miracles. I'll go one more. It's golden memories. And what golden memory says to me is that there are lessons and blessings, which I think I remember typing lessons and blessings when I wrote your letter for the Divine Light Cleanse. I said that both are coming from this situation that you've gone through. And that's what this card is about. Both. It's about lessons and blessings that we can take with us going forward, but leaving the negativity and any like baggage from a situation, our past and or past lives, things we've been carrying around again, over and over again, repeating lessons over and over until we finally get it right with the karma. Leave all that behind. We're only taking the golden memories. Through the gateway. Moving forward. Speaking of the gateway, today is the 12th. It is 3:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I never sleep. I'm not human. So, I mean, well, yeah, there's that. In any case, it's the 12th, 8/12, which is the last day of the Lion's Gate portal. Now, these things are not like precise. And certainly they have to do with what hemisphere one is, because they are actual celestial events. It's a matter of the sun and the earth and Sirius, Isis's star, lining up a particular way. That happened on 7/26, and it was supposed to last through now. But, you know, maybe for some people it'll be tomorrow. In any case, this is the day that we're recognizing is the last day. It's also the first day, and I've heard some people say tomorrow for this too, but today's the first day of Mercury full-on retrograde in Virgo. So you may want to take an advantage of the opportunity to go through the gateway, to consciously decide to go through the gateway. Oh, your overall energy is sacred union. That's beautiful. And I love like starting right out of the gate with nice messages like that. Although I just did a reading and I felt so, I mean, the sacred union from what popped up, but some, you know, some heartache or whatever. So I guess still, my point still stands. Still, it's nice to see right out of the gate sacred union, so we know what we're dealing with, just in case there's some difficulty, there's some challenges. We know what's at the root or what the bond is at the end of the day, and that we can, you know, overcome these things. The feminine, trying to come into balance. This is her masculine and feminine coming together in a very warm embrace. And this in part involves her beginning to like herself and her beginning to love herself, like going within and acknowledging both halves of herself in all aspects, and just liking all of it, despite what others may have said or done in that regard along the way. The masculine feels that she needs some healing by way of meditation, healing sounds. And this can be any kind of music or other sounds. Some people like to listen to the ocean, and there's different sounds you can put on while you're sleeping or resting or relaxing. I like binaural tones, and I think we're guided particularly to focus on the sacral chakra and the crown and or third eye with this card here. That's the masculine's guidance to the feminine. I just was thinking about him wanting her to work on the sacral. That's interesting. The masculine, with regard to himself, he too is going to be doing some meditation, or feels that he needs to. He's going through a healing process as well. Maybe trying to achieve the same thing that you are, balance between his inner masculine and feminine. Because once we do that self-nurturing, that self-love, and we achieve like Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Coins energy, where we might be alone, but we're not lonely, and we like us, they even love us, we have a good time with us. Once we achieve that, we're ready for other people. The masculine with regard to the union. Sorrow. Are you guys, and you know what, as I was shuffling some of these decks, I don't remember which one it was, but something made me say, oh, somebody's married. And you and I have never talked about that. I didn't mean to make it seem like we've had numerous conversations. If I did in the beginning, because I did the divine cleanse, but it was basically a matter of you ordering it and me performing it. I didn't really know anything about your life prior to having done it, and I still only know what you may have mentioned after that, and what I was shown. So. But there was some card I came across that made me say, oh, married. And that may be why the union wasn't, because I felt right away that there was a bond and perhaps sacred union, although I didn't see it until now. We'll go further, because I'm not sure from where the married came, but I was reminded by it when I saw Mary. and figured that might be why she's sad, that the union hasn't come together yet because somebody's in a toxic relationship. Somebody's married to, I think it's a person, and perhaps a legal marriage, but somebody's married to a person, place, or thing that is toxic, that is a block to the union. Overall, the guardian, both of them protected as they work on themselves to get to a better place. And the outcome, trilogy of light. And for me, this is Trinity, of course, of which Mary is a part, or you will be a part as the divine feminine in your union. For me, it's the divine feminine, masculine, and the universe, and the two of them trying to get like nearer and dearer every day, every moment, to the universe. We're always trying to become lighter. What can the feminine do toward the union right now, according to the masculine? He wants her to like acknowledge and accept and be a part, an active participant, willing participant, in this forever love with him. Eternal flame. And what is he willing to do toward this union? Well, he's already gone through like the death and transformation. He's been changing. He's been working on healing himself. And now what he's willing to do is rebirth. Start all over. Start fresh. Brand new him. And all these cards here on the bottom, the same, like color scheme. This orange and yellow and red and blue. Orange and yellow and red and blue and green. Also very prevalent in these. All lining the bottom. This is the everlasting love. It's across all existence, all space, all time, all dimension. Like, nothing can stop it or thwart it. It was eternal. And we just keep changing as our energy does. As we become lighter, we transform into like better versions of ourselves. Always constant death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. What would the universe have the couple to do or surrender toward the union? And it is listening. So the universe on the same page with the divine couple here. They're focused on meditation and healing, and that's what the universe wants them to do. And maybe specifically healing sounds, as the masculine suggested for the feminine here. But certainly paying attention to the universe's messages and to one's intuition. All right, I don't want to waste too much time. I want to get as much in as I can. I'm going to go to another spread. With the Angel Tarot, beginning with the Ten of Water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. This may represent, someone's family. Yours, the masculines, both may be like this. You're otherwise happy. The difficulties that you're not together. But other than that, things going well. People thriving on an emotional level at least. Opening to the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. This can be about transportation, planes, trains, automobiles. The person for whom I'm reading has a phobia because of an accident, of getting behind the wheel again. And I saw in the cleanse, evidence of that it was time. And now that this is you in the driver's seat yet again. Now this card can represent the masculine too. I'm just shuffling. I haven't done anything yet. It could be, both of you, either. But I see you in the driver's seat here. I think I use those same words in the healing too, in the letter. This card represents victory. It represents planes, trains, and automobiles, like modes of transportation, travel, moving, both literally and, as a metaphor, moving forward, moving beyond, difficulties, lack, pain, all that sort of thing. Ten of Water. Open to the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. So the universe, having already given you this message about the need to listen to your intuition, here comes the High Priestess. For me, this represents the sign of Gemini, because the High Priestess, the actual, well, not Archangel Haniel, but the goddess Isis, is a Gemini. She appears on the Rider-Waite card in the traditional tarot. You see the goddess Isis sitting there between the two pillars of Boaz and it's escaping me right now. But whatever, you see the goddess Isis on that card, and so it represents the High Priestess represents the sign of Gemini for me. But also traditionally, by tarot practitioners, all over, water signs. So here, opposite the 10 of water, it may have something to do with that as well. And we're also being shown, looks like the 8 of water, and the Knight of water trying to stick up too. He's very romantic. And the 13 is the Death card, which represents the sign of Scorpio. So there could very well be a water sign involved here. Also peeking at us now, Major Arcana card 16, which is the Tower. High Priestess, I'm going to cut. Speaking of Gemini and the High Priestess, the Lovers. This also represents the sign of Gemini. Intimate relationships. Carefully review your decisions. Good health. The overall energy is the 10 of Earth. I started with the 10 of water, now it's the 10 of Earth. A very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. This is like counting one's blessing, being appreciative, just for waking up in the morning and being alive, but also because you're surrounded by your family, everybody's happy, everybody's healthy, that sort of thing. Masculine, the 8 of fire. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. This can also be a card about communication, and having seen listening before, which I didn't point it out at the time, but it tends to represent for me the sign of Aquarius. There's a star like shining down on the woman, like from the heavens. And the sign of Aquarius and the star card in the tarot is also about communication. Not only communication, but communication like electronic. So there can be texting and email and all these things, especially since we're still also technically in the energy of the full moon in Aquarius and that lunar eclipse, that partial lunar eclipse. And the 8 can be here maybe because of the Lion's Gate, especially the 8 of fire, right? Representing the month of August and the element of fire, Leo. Surrounded by, speaking of fire, it's did you see that? I don't know if you was able to see that or hear that, but all of a sudden, where I had some white sage smoking over here, there was a flame and it made a sound. I don't know if you may have heard it. Anyway, the masculine is surrounded by the 4 of fire, contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. Beautiful card so far. Here's another 4. 4 is about foundations and stability. It's the Emperor, which isn't always a nice card for me, but it's in the position where it is. I think it's okay, safe. Here it's pictured in the Angel Tarot with Archangel Michael on it, and it's about organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. The Emperor represents the sign of Aries. Can also be Scorpio, because for me it represents the planet Mars, and Mars is a ruler of primarily Aries, yes, but also Scorpio. Feminine, the 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, being afraid to take action. Maybe she's the one on whom I was picking up that is married or otherwise feels committed to something, someplace, someone, bound, stuck, can't get out. Surrounded by the Two of Fire, you've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. The Two of Fire, yes, is about that, we're beginning to put our plans into action. And twos are about faith and keeping the faith that they will, continue to move forward and become threes and abundance, and then become fours and our stability. But also the Two of Fire represents divine unions in the tarot. It's the quintessential quote unquote twin flame card of the tarot. And sitting here in the surrounding energy in this placement opposite the Four of Fire, which is about commitment and maybe even marriage, sacred union. That's what these say here together. These two cards opposite one another, sort of mirroring one another as divine unions tend to do, or light beings tend to do. And here on this card, you have like your two 11s, 11, 11, and of course there's one here. And 11, 11, and 11 equals 6 equals love, like the Lovers that showed up before. In the feminine subconscious, the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. Somebody, again, maybe a Gemini, like the Lovers, Aquarius, like the other card I saw, or Libra, or just somebody who, has a lot of that maybe in their chart, or takes on these traits or attributes. Or this could be coming through to represent Mercury. Again, today is the first day of the full-on Mercury retrograde. Crowning, it's the Star, and it's another 8. It's another 8 sitting here next to this 8, sitting here next to this 8. 8, 8, 8, like Lionsgate 2015 on the table. I definitely think you should walk through that gateway. And you should ask your masculine's higher self in your prayers. Remember, answered prayer also showed up here, and miracles. I think you should ask in your prayer today. Doesn't matter what time of day you do it. You don't have to wait till you're going to sleep or anything like that. Whenever you are so moved to do it, if you're so moved to do it, that your masculine's higher self go through that gateway, that portal with you. This is another prayers answered card. The Star is prayers answered, wishes granted. It's a big resounding yes from the major arcana. And yes, it's also an 8. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. At the root, unity. And this crossing this is very much commitment and a desire for commitment. Unity is the Hierophant or High Priest in the traditional tarot. It represents the sign of Taurus. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Not only does it have to do with commitment, but yes, it has to do with that. Surrounding ourselves with people or an environment of our vibration or higher from which we can learn something. It can have to do with learning too, and higher institutions of learning like college and legal matters and things of that nature, especially sitting here next to the Emperor and the Knight of Air. Somebody may be contemplating some sort of legal marriage, legal marriage. Yeah, well, maybe legal marriage or the dissolution of a legal marriage too, since I was talking about that potentially being a problem before, that somebody was married, and maybe it's the feminine here feeling bound. At the heart of the matter, it's a 6 of air, whatever it is, one way or another, we move on into more positive time, just like this card suggests that's sitting here atop it. The happy times, making positive, optimistic, long-term plans because we're on the right path. The 6 of air is all about things looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. Somebody may be even taking a trip. It's another card of movement. You got a lot of movement going. 8 of fire is movement. In the traditional tarot, it's 8 like wands or rods, sticks, being hurled at somebody. For me, it represents like Cupid's arrows, a whole bunch of them at once. And it's that communication. Then you got this movement here with the 6 of air. We had the Chariot come through with you in the driver's seat, and that was about movement. So things are going at a very nice pace, and I'm gonna try to go at a nice pace too and pick up the romance angel cards and see what they can add to this. Beginning with keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. An opening to let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Friends of your vibration and or higher from whom you can learn something. perhaps. Let your friends help you. Reconciliation. This could be why Mary was sad too. Maybe there had been like, you know, some distance between you, but that's changing now. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Let your friends help you. And playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Playfulness. One more. It's wedding. This situation involves marriage. And I would think that that card would come through, again, for all the different meanings of it. The sacred marriage, the desire for commitment, and the potential marriage, perhaps legal man-made marriage that exists for one or both parties here. I'm going to cut. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Overall energy is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So I would think that that primarily has to do with you, because you're the one, at least based on the cards that are here on the table, who is feeling stuck and bound. Here atop the Eight of Fire. Remember I said the Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot always makes me think of Cupid's arrows being hurled? Well, here's Cupid and her arrow. You are lovable. You deserve love, to the masculine. Here atop the Four of Fire. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Maybe discussion about the desire for commitment. Here atop the Emperor. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I guess that would be part of organization, organizing your life, organizing your situation, laying it out on the table, as they say. Here atop the Eight of Air, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, despite the fact that you feel stuck. Atop the Two of Fire. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Atop the Knight of Air. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Maybe that's why you feel bound to something having to do with money, or someone having to do with money. That could be what's making you feel stuck. Here atop the Star. You're guided not to worry about that. Instead, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And the masculine is given the same advice. Here atop Unity, or the High Priest or Hierophant, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This card is, for me at least, is about the law of attraction. So what this means, but you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You get what you give, basically. You reap what you sow. And at the heart of the matter, atop the Six of Air, and moving into calmer, stiller waters and better days, better times, very soon is when this will happen. This could be very soon, the reconciliation that you guys were seeking. Or maybe very soon, a feeling of freedom. When I picked up the freedom, wow, look what's underneath it. It's the reconciliation. So yes, when you free yourself, this is when this can happen. And it's all, lining up to occur for you very soon. But we got a little bit of work of our own to do. Let's see if we can figure out what some of that is. Beginning with right in the Ascended Masters deck and thought. And right came up in your letter too, or in what I saw as I was doing the cleanse too for you. Opening to trust as well. I think trust did too. And Vishnu. So you're reading, sort of reinforcing other things we've already discussed. And we certainly discussed this. Let it go, says Kuan Yin. right? Father, husband, brother, son, Osiris. This can also be with the, if this is a marriage on your side, that can be what that is. In a general sense, that card is about the need to work on healing, sort of as we saw in your first spread, a person healing their inner masculine energy, or healing a relationship with a masculine energy in their life. And we're back to right. Serapis Bay says, go now. Like, don't waste any more time in a situation. I think I spoke to you about that too, that I saw the need to walk away from a situation. Go now. Serapis Bay reinforcing that. And King Solomon says priorities. So that is not unlike this organization and logic of the emperor. And, you know, like getting yourself together, writing, prioritizing what's important to you, you know, in the order that it is important. And, you know, going by your order, not like society's or somebody else's or something like that. And it's another yes for you, just like the star, just like the answered prayer card. Now you're getting yes from Lord Ganesh, which means that he has knocked down obstacles that were in your life, or is in the process of knocking down obstacles that have been barring you. He says, yes, I'll take care of this. And the overall energy is healing, health and healing rather, with Hilarion. Here atop, Cupid is focus upon your strengths, says Apollo. That was also the 8 of air there. Masculine also seeking freedom, perhaps. Here atop, express your love. And the 4 of fire, 4 of wands, is freedom. And here atop, getting to know each other, and the emperor is clear and shield your energy. So I said before, like, the emperor isn't always like a nice person to me. I often get like a very overbearing energy from it, and that would certainly be something from which the masculine would want to shield his energy after having cleared it. Here for you, atop engagement and the 8 of wands, there's a lesson here. So this is more lessons and blessings. That's becoming a theme with you. Lessons and blessings there for you. Here, atop romantic feelings that you're to explore, and the 2 of wands, see the other person's point of view. Now, the other person can be having to do with this being bound, or the divine masculine, or anybody else with whom you need to you know, flesh out something, as they say. It's trying to be as Queen of Swordsy as you can, or King of Swordsy, like fair and diplomatic and looking at all sides of the situation. Here, atop the Knight of, or maybe Knight of Swordsy, atop this Knight of Air and finances and career is twin flame. So you're thinking about, I think, at least your higher self is being stuck, and it's something surrounding money. So maybe a person with whom you have, you know, shared income, or on whom you depend for income, or something like that. And like, this is your priority, or needs to be. This is like one of the things you need to consider in this thinking you're doing down here. And crowning, here on top, love yourself first, is come out of the closet, says Amaterasu. So this is where you just come out and be you, express your love. You know, love yourself first, live for you first, put yourself, you know, your best foot forward, and you put yourself in the forefront. At the root, atop attraction and unity, or the higher priest or hierophant, is listen. So you're still getting the same message, also reinforced again, about paying close attention to your intuition and in one another when you're having conversations and you're seeing the other person's point of view and you're expressing their love or expressing whatever else they need to express to you, that we don't just like sit there and hear, but we listen as well. And at the heart of the matter, atop very soon, and the 6 of air is yoga. So perhaps one of the means to achieving this peace that we're going to move toward very soon is, again, meditation. Yoga for me is another form of meditation. That's all it is. And Babaji is suggesting this. So again, similar to your cleanse and the feedback that I provided you, meditation and continued like energy healing and shielding, maintaining once you've gotten there is, which also aligns very nicely with your overall energy of health and healing from Hilarion. To the masculine from the Angel Tarot, he also has the Page of Fire, who's outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. Pages bring us news. The Page of Fire brings news of an opportunity. Page of Fire may be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or somebody taking on those attributes as a court card. It may be your actual person. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. For you, it's the 10 of Fire. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can lead to stress-related health concerns. The 10 of Fire is about feeling burdened and or burdensome, and for you, again, it may have to do with money. It may be why you feel stuck. Maybe that's to what you're married. Maybe it's not a person, but you're married to like a lack. You're married to a financial issue, and you need that, cleared away, clear and shield your energy. Tens mean that it's coming to an end, however, so very soon, again, that'll be over. It might be a miracle that comes through and fixes it, although this is landing on the side of the masculine. Miracles on their way to him. And for you, balance, just like we saw in the other spread, men are masculine and feminine needing to come together. You were aware of this, so you're on the right track. Meditation, yoga. What else can help you? Maybe some crystals, although I didn't show up here, but crystal healing. So the masculine, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I think it has something to do with whatever this is, from whom the freedom is needed. That's for who this separation is for. Yeah, especially when I pull separation and reconciliation. To me, it's always a reminder that separation doesn't even exist. It's like something that we manifest. It's not real. It's all relative, like time and space. It's not real. But yeah, certainly when they both arrive, it does not exist, and I just feel it doesn't apply. I hadn't determined that this was a person from whom the masculine needed freedom, but it may very well be, because I'm sensing that the separation has to do with whatever this is. He's to find the blessing in his current situation too. So maybe something ending so something can begin is what Krishna is saying. I think that that's tied into this as well. For you, from the Romance Angels, religious factors, maybe like marriage, on either side or both. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing, spiritual path. That's when we get stuck, trapped by our ideologies and belief systems, things of which we need to let go. They don't serve us, they don't help us, they're outdated, they no longer apply, all that kind of stuff. We have to release that too. And from the Ascended Masters to you, the power of joy. That's how you receive it, dear. Living and loving for you, not for other people. I hope that you enjoy your reading and find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.